Good morning, folks. Welcome to That's My Farm. I'm Jim Shroyer, your host, and normally we're talking to farmers. But today we're seeing maybe future farmers learning about and seeing about agriculture here at the Agronomy Farm at Kansas State University. We have local fourth graders, about 300 of them to be exact, and we're learning about the sciences that go into agriculture. So don't go away, we'll be right back.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Good morning, welcome to That's My Farm. I'm Jim Shroyer, your host, and we're in luck, folks, because today we're at the Kids Ag Field Day on the Agronomy Farm at Kansas State University. And with us we have our department head, Dr. Gary Przinski, renowned soil scientist and department head as well. So, not that I'm trying to get any points or anything, but at any rate, Gary, tell us a little bit about this Kids Field Day that we're having for fourth graders.
Well, it's a great event that we have every year. I think this is the 17th or 18th time that we've hosted this event, and basically what we do is we invite about 300 fourth graders here to campus, to the K-State Agronomy Farm for a day, a half a day of activities. They'll have 12 different activities over the course of their time here. Next week we'll repeat, so in total we'll bring 600 students in. Fourth grade is an optimal time to expose kids to both science and to agriculture, so we're very happy to host them and let them know a little bit about science, and in particular where their food comes from and how science plays a role in delivering that to them.
So agriculture is more than just getting on a tractor and going from point A to point B and planting and harvesting. So so tell me a little bit more about the sciences.
Okay, well, absolutely. It's more than about driving tractors and plowing the soil. If you look at science and think about basic to applied, we scan the entire spectrum, the most basic science at the cellular level, at the molecular level, all the way to how does that information allow us to make better decisions about what crops to plant, about how the soil can handle that, how the soil supplies nutrients. So the science is endless in agriculture.
Yeah, we got A to Z. Soil microbiology, erosion. We have the crop scientist.
Yes,
we kind of have it all. Gary, from your observation, like I said, we've been doing this for a number of years now. What do the kids like to do here at the Kids Field Day?
Yeah, well, they definitely like the hands-on activities, things that allow them to do things and perhaps to get their hands dirty or get their hands on various things. Mm-hmm. We have a soil pit that is always a perennial favorite. They like to climb down in there and look at the soil horizons. We even have animal science here, which is dissected a test animal, and they like to touch the guts of the animal. It's a big deal.
And that's talking about the feeds that the animal eats.
The feeds the animal eats and how that's converted into meat protein that people see again in the grocery store. We're always trying to make that connection between what the students can relate with their diets and what they might see when they go to the grocery store.
And then the wind tunnel.
The wind tunnel is another exciting one, and create our own wind, although there's no deficiency today. They like to see the wind erosion, the soil blowing, and they don't realize that the power of the wind and what it can do to the landscape, and it's a nice demonstration of that. So makes a lot of noise too. That always gets them excited.
They like to stand in front of it and have their hair blow.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, Gary, thanks a lot. Folks, stay with us. We'll be right back after words from our sponsor.
This hog is Hanover hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
National Bank Ag Professional. You'll be in good company. They'll help you track expense lines, manage variable input costs, assess ground agreements, pick a crop protection plan. These times demand ag professionals. Central National Bank. You could profit from what they know. Ag operations run better on Central Time.
Central National Bank, money for life.
Member FDIC in your hometown since 1884.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. I'm Jim Shroyer, and with us we have Dr. Chuck Rice. He's a soil microbiologist at Kansas State University and renowned soil scientist. So, Chuck, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be showing the kids here in a minute.
Well, for the students, we're going to show them about the life in the soil. We got earthworms, nematodes, bacteria, fungi, different organisms that really make soil living
What
entity.
it is, make soil what it is.
Yes.
Right. And you know, most people don't really have any concept of what's in the soil. I mean, they think it's just dirt.
Right. And soil's more than that. And we'll even talk about how soils impact human health and those organisms. We eat organisms all the time through yogurt and cheese and that. So it's really important to let the students, the kids know about science. It's a living thing that they can touch, they can understand. Hopefully they'll have a better appreciation of science, and maybe they'll even go into a science field into high school and college.
Okay. So who do you have here helping man and woman the microscopes?
Right. Well, we have several of my grad students and undergraduate student workers in my lab. It's a good opportunity for them to relate to third graders, and they have fun doing it. It's a long morning, but it's a good opportunity for them to communicate their science to the public.
And also, I notice you have a number of women, obviously,
Yes.
in this field.
Yes.
So they're good role models, actually.
Yes, and that's important. About half my lab is females, women, and so it's really important for the students, the kids, to see that both men and women are involved in science.
In the sciences.
Yeah.
And there are so many sciences in agriculture. It's just farming's not like your grandfather and grandmother used to do. It's a whole new world.
Right. And it's more of managing the living organisms. It's more management skill sets. But not only besides farming, it's important for the city kids and public in city urban environments to understand soils beyond farming. It has much more value than just the farming, although that's important.
Obviously. Well, Chuck, thank you for being with us, and I know you're going to be pretty busy here in a minute.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Folks, stay right with us. We'll be right back with more of That's My Farm.
American innovation is being driven in places you might not expect by people like Brent Hayek, an Oklahoma family farmer, who recently set a world land speed record in a Ford Super Duty pickup truck powered by renewable B20 biodiesel. Advanced performance is here, now, putting America on the fast track to more jobs and energy independence. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
Now another gardening tip with Annette Jackson.
Fall is a great time to plant trees, shrubs, and perennials. Root development this fall means more growth with less watering next year. For faster root growth, always use Fertilome Root Stimulator. It is the only stimulator which contains IBA rooting hormone. Use Fertilome tree and shrub food after the plant has been planted for a month.
Save 25% now on Jackson's homegrown hardy perennials. Let Jackson's friendly staff help you select the best plants for your landscape.
Buying a car shouldn't be this hard. And at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego, it isn't. It's actually awesome. Whether you want a new or used car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. Even if you want to custom order a new car or truck, Toby's team can make the deal. See Toby's team at Brown Chevrolet Buick in Wamego. We're awesome. That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Good morning, folks. I'm Jim Shroyer, host of That's My Farm, and we're going to be doing something a little bit differently today. Usually we're talking to farmers. Well, today we're talking to maybe future farmers. We've got the Kids Ag Field Day at the Agronomy Farm at Kansas State University. We have about 300 fourth graders from local schools, and they're here to see and learn about the different sciences that go into agriculture.
My name is Brooke Snyder. I teach at Woodrow Wilson Elementary, 4th grade. Yeah. I've been teaching for 10 years, believe it or not, and I graduated from K-State. So, yeah, and my stepdad was a farmer. Well, I think it's important that kids know what they're eating, especially that they're putting into their bodies and their surroundings, and more importantly, that that things take time and nurturing. And it's also important for them to know responsibility and how much work it goes into sustaining life, basically, all the work and the process that involves it.
Okay, I'm going to add a weak acid to this, and in your class later on you're going to do vinegar to do the same.
They're learning about how far the roots go down and the different types of plants that can grow in different types of soil, and the different types of nutrients that are available in the soil. Right now they're testing for lime and calcium, which are vital for plant growth, and they're doing a test with a weak acid that will react with lime and calcium, and that's a definitive answer if lime or calcium is in the soil.
They're not a What do you got there?
I think I did out.
Can you tell them how you knew there was calcium in the
Ashlyn, we did this weak acid on it. And it fizzed, just like vinegar. Like when you open a soda.
Take your hand.
And when you put calcite in vinegar, it fizzes. Just like
all right. Now one thing, you got your hands on what I'd like for you to look for. Those are those plant roots.
We're having a great time.
Let's see how far down those plant roots go.
It's so important because with our new curriculum and state standards, which they layer upon itself. These kids have been experienced to plants in 3rd grade, and now we're studying rocks and minerals and environments in 4th grade, and so it's really important for them to experience it in 4th grade. And I feel like this just gets better each year. The information presented to the kids just gets better each year.
Tar Waters has what you need for all seasons for around the farm and home. Working, hunting, growing, feeding, snow removal, even fun for the kids. And a service department with experienced techs to help keep your equipment in top running condition. Tar Waters has a huge selection and the best prices. Tar Water Farm and Home, family owned and operated since 1978. They have what you need.
Hi there folks, Dr. Dan from Doc Talk. Are you BQA certified? If you work with beef cattle and you're not, you should be BQA certified. So if you work with beef cattle on day-to-day as a beef producer, whether it's cow-calf, stocker, or feedlot, whether you're working in an auction market, whether you're 4-H, FFA, or ancillary to the beef industry, it's something that you need to do and it's something that you need to be familiar with. Beef Quality Assurance has been around for over 25 years and it has been the cornerstone for education for producers about things such as antimicrobial residue avoidance, food safety, animal welfare, sustainability, castration, dehorning, and many different things. And today, this educational opportunity is not only available face-to-face through your state coordinator, but it can also be attained online through Beef Quality Assurance online training provided by Boehringer Ingelheim Vet Medica. If you go to the website bivi-bqa.com, you can be registered and certified in Beef Quality Assurance at no cost between now and April 15th. Also, if you register and become certified between now and April 15th, you can also be entered into a drawing to win some great prizes. And the grand prize is a personalized farm sign for you or your operation. It's a great program. It's something that's been around for over 3 decades. It is the cornerstone to safe, wholesome, affordable beef. It's beef quality assurance. Get certified today.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie Rodina.
And I'm Dawn Dawson with the Better Horses Radio Show.
For over 9 years, we've been bringing the Better Horses Radio Show to markets all across the Midwest. We talk about God, lots about horses.
We talk about cows, we talk about horse health, we talk to top trainers, and we even talk about Roy Rogers.
We're having a blast with Better Horses Radio Show and would love to take it to a market near you.
So visit our website at betterhorsesradio.com and let us or your local radio station know you'd like to hear it in your area.
The Better Horses Radio Show is unbelievable.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities, big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Welcome back to That's My Farm. With us we have Dr. Mickey Ransom, and Mickey is a soil scientist, more specifically soil classification and morphology. And Mickey, thanks for being with us this morning. And you know, when you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you're supposed to do is put down a shovel. But what are you going to be doing with the kids today?
Well, first of all, we're going to have a lot of fun showing these kids out here agriculture and especially the importance of science in agriculture. The role that agriculture plays in food production, give them an opportunity to look at plants that are growing, talk about how important soils are for plant growth and other uses in addition to just plant growth. How good of a soil your house would be built on, for example, whether or not it would be a good soil to build a house with a basement on it. All of that depends on soil properties. And we got a pit dug here, so we give the kids an opportunity to get down in the pit and take a look at the soil and show them what we have here.
Well, let's just real briefly here, just kind of show us what we do have.
All right.
What is this, a Wymore up here?
This is a soil that's called Wymore.
Okay.
And one characteristic about Wymore is it has a high organic matter content that's deeply distributed with depth in the soil profile. And that's because this is a soil that originally formed under a native prairie vegetation.
Right.
So there's lots of plant roots, decomposition, very good properties, and this is really an excellent soil for crop production.
Right.
And of course the crop that we have growing here is corn.
Right, right. I can see the roots right here. Okay.
Well, now one thing we like to talk to the kids about is we show them the scientific process that we would go about in analyzing the soil and looking at some of its soil properties. Now let's watch this reaction with it when I add the lime. Yeah, you got a good piece there.
Does it burn your skin?
If you got a little bit of this acid on your skin, it won't burn it.
Nice job, Parker. Thank you.
See how it fizzes when I add that acid to it? And one thing that we do is we divide up the soil profile here into these natural layers. They're called soil horizons. And I get them to count the horizons, and we have these marked off with nails. And you can see that we've got a total of 6 different horizons marked off here. So there are 6 different layers with individual soil properties within the soil profile. And we have them to look at some of the properties. By the way, we do have these little shovels that we let them dig around with, but we talk about the organic matter content, the structure of the soil, how important aggregation is for plant growth and crop development like that.
So this is, you know, we're in an agricultural field, but like you said a second ago, knowing the soils, soil types, is not just an agricultural, it's an engineering thing as well.
Absolutely, and especially, of course, here in the Manhattan area, the soil type that you have and the soil properties are very important in determining how well suited that soil is for uses such as building a house with a basement on it.
Sure.
A lot of the houses in this area use septic tank filter fields for home site waste disposal. Soil evaluation is very important and very critical for determining whether or not you could use that particular soil for a septic tank filter field system. So there's lots of things about the soil that's very important in addition to just crop growth.
Okay, Mickey, I want to thank you for for taking time, and in just a few seconds here you're going to have a boatload of kids, fourth graders, and so have fun.
I think we're expecting about 320 fourth graders today, so we're certainly looking forward to that. We hope the kids have fun, and another thing we'll have is we'll have some of our own undergraduate agronomy students and some of our graduate students out here, so we'll give them an opportunity to work with the kids, and they just have a great time when they do that.
Thanks, Mickey.
You're welcome, Jim.
Appreciate it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
This is the fast track to more jobs and America's energy independence. Advanced performance is here, now. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.
Hey folks, Dr. Dan from Doc Talk. If you miss us on Monday morning, you can join us at 6:30 a.m. every Sunday morning on RFD TV. Doc Talk has a national following. We're sure glad that you joined us on Mondays, but if you miss us and you want to catch us out on a Sunday morning, get up at 6:30 a.m. and we'll be right there, RFD TV, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll see you down the road.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Tallgrass Commodities offers producers bulk commodities at a reasonable price with reliable service throughout the whole Midwest. To find out more about Tallgrass Commodities, visit tallgrass.us or call 785-494-8484.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information.
That's My Farm is brought to you in part by Tallgrass Commodities. Big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Case, what's related to a butterfly?
Kill you or me.
Flies at night, a moth, right? Butterflies fly during the day, moths fly at night.
Welcome back, folks, to That's My Farm. I'm Jim Shroyer, your host, and today we have a fourth grade teacher, a real live one, from Sheridan Elementary in Junction City, Mr. Dinkle, Dan. Thanks for being here. You guys have been here for a few years now, and so you've got a little experience on what we have. And so, how does that fit into your curriculum? Do the kids like it? And take it from there.
Well, it is a great tie-in to our curriculum, the fourth grade standards that we teach. We really like the agronomy field day because it allows us to replicate things that we can't do at the school. It brings real life science to the kids that's hard for us sometimes to do in the city. That's right. And it also allows them, gives kids that background knowledge, so as we're going through the curriculum, they have that information. Say, oh yeah, I remember when
that aha moment
when we did that wind simulation at the agronomy day. So there's a lot of tie-ins there.
Right. So really, that wind tunnel, the soil pit, that rainfall simulator, and then maybe the living soil, those all really help you down the road, maybe.
Absolutely. The kids, it's always fun when they tie it back into what we've already learned. So
what besides the pizza that Farm Bureau supports here at lunch here, what do you feel is probably what the kids like the most?
They like the rainfall simulator, the wind simulator, and they like to go into the pit, the soil pit.
And dig on find the horizons and dig on that as well. I kind of like the chicken guts myself.
They talk about that too. So.
For a while. Thanks a lot.
All right. Well,
hey, we'll see you.
All right.
Well, Dan, I really appreciate you coming, and I hope to see you next year as well. And you folks at home, that's it for That's My Farm, and we'll see you next Friday morning. See you later.
Closed captioning brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff Progress, powered by Kansas farmers.